Hey guys, today I'm here with the ZRoadz two 6-inch LED light bars with the rear window hinge mounting brackets, fitting all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers with a hardtop. So this is going to be for the JK owner looking for some extra visibility out of the back of their Wrangler. Rear light mounting options are beneficial for a couple of different reasons. First off, when you're backing up, they can really increase your visibility, especially with all the blind spots in your JK. Also, if you're out on the trail and it is pretty dark, this will help you out if you have to do any tasks that involve you being behind the Jeep. So these ZRoadz 6-inch LED light bars are going to be at a good vantage point, giving off a lot of light output while being a very easy install with no drilling required. So at the moment, these are going to be just north of $300, and really there's not a lot of options for rear mounted lights on the page right now. So on the other end of the spectrum, there will be less expensive options. However, they will be mounted in different places, like above your rear taillight, and they will be for smaller LED cubes instead of a straight light bar. Those are great if you're looking to keep it more budget friendly or you have a soft top, but if you're looking for a good vantage point, some good visibility out of the back of your Wrangler, as well as a very easy install, then this one by ZRoadz is going to be a great option to take a look at and just for you. So like I mentioned, install is going to be a very easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. There's no extra wiring. The wiring harness is plug and play, and you don't even have to take out bolts. All you have to do is wedge the bracket in between and bolt up the light and you're all set to go. So speaking of the install, let's jump into that now. The tools that I used for my install were a 3/8 inch drive ratchet, a 1/4 inch drive ratchet, an 11mm deep socket, and a 10mm socket. So the first step to this install is to open up our tailgate and pop our rear glass. So what we're going to do next is loosen up these two 10mm bolts that are holding in our rear glass. We don't want to take them out completely, we just want to loosen them so there is a very small gap here, so we'll be able to fit our mount in. So I'm using a 10mm socket and a 1/4 inch drive ratchet to do that. We just want a very small gap there. So now we're ready to install our mounts after we have our bolts all loosened up, and now we can slide them into place and kind of sandwich them in between those bolts and our hard top. So now that our bolts are loose, we can go ahead and slide that in. So these will actually slide right down in place and will sit in there. Just make sure that the word ZRoadz is facing forward. And then we can do the same thing on the other side. If you need to maneuver the mount forward, you can pull it forward. The hinge will flex a little bit. And then all you have to do is get those sitting in place. It will actually sit very well and fit very well inside this little cutout here for the actual hinge. So all you have to do at this point is just tighten everything down with that 10mm socket. Make sure that both of those are tightened down evenly. Don't over tighten them because it can damage your hardtop, but once those are tight, we can move over to the other side. So now we're ready to actually mount up our lights, and this thing is going to be pretty impressive. ZRoadz gives you two 6-inch light bars that will be very bright. So even though this is a smaller light bar, this is still going to give you max visibility behind your JK. So this is going to have 5,800 lumens as well as a 6,000 K color temperature. So this is going to be a very bright white light. So this will also be very durable with a black aluminum housing on the outside and a polycarbonate lens. So those are going to protect your LEDs. Those are going to be able to take a hit off-road. They can get smacked up by some trees, and this thing is going to hold up in the long run. This also has a very impressive IP rating. So IP is dust and waterproof rating, and this has an IP69 rating. A lot of aftermarket lights usually stick around these IP67, IP68, but this you can actually put in specified depth of water over a long period of time, and the LED lights inside will be okay. This is definitely gonna hold up over time. It's gonna be very easy to mount up. Also plug and play. I will show you guys the wiring harness in just a second. So this will come with a mounting kit already. That is just if you buy the LEDs just alone. But since we do already have mounting brackets on our rear window here, we do not need that kit. All you have to do is take off an 11mm nut here. You're gonna have two on the side next to the studs, and we can mount that up. So before we actually mount this up, we do need to take the pre-installed nylon lock nuts off there. I'm just using an 11mm deep socket and a ratchet for this. Save those for later. So now we can attach our light, making sure that everything is lined up. And so with this, we are going to adjust this and tighten down the nylon lock nuts against the bracket here, but you are able to adjust this up and down. So now we're gonna do the other one. We're gonna tighten those down using the same 11mm deep socket. Before we adjust this, we wanna make sure that the wire is in a good spot to where we can pull it through to our rear window. So before we tighten those down, I am just going to pass these wires through. So I just tucked it behind the mount just to give it a more clean look. It's not gonna, there is a pretty decent gap here. It's not gonna put any stress on the actual wire, but now we can tighten these down. So now that we have everything mounted up, we just have to wire everything up. Now you will get a wiring harness in this kit. This looks like a rat's nest right now. That's okay. I will explain to you every attachment. You do get a switch. All of the wiring that you will technically have to do is hook it up to the battery. So everything is gonna be plug and play. You do get your connectors down here to your wire, or to the wiring harness that's connected to the light already. All we really have to do is tuck everything into our trim and get it all cleaned up. So first thing you wanna do is pop your hood. Now, I'm not going to hook anything up to the battery just yet. I want to get all of our wires in place, everything plugged in, and then we will hook it up to the battery and give everything power. So first we need to find a spot where we can put our wires through. There usually is a hole on each side of where the cal is. Usually you can pass wires through there. We will need to pass our switch wire as well as all of the rest of our wires that are not connected to our battery or our relay through that hole. So really quick, I just laid out the wiring harness with the 2 or 3 wires that we want to pull in to the cab area, and then passed over the engine bay wires that are going to be hooked up to our battery. Like I said, I'm not hooking up those yet. I do want to pass everything through. You do have a relay here. This does have a tab. You can mount this wherever you like inside your engine bay. But I think it's easiest to go through the driver's side firewall since there are already pre-cut holes there. So what I am going to do is take off our switch. I don't want to pass the whole switch through. It can be a pain. It can get stuck. So just remember where these wires will be. So there will be a hole in the firewall below this bolt here by your master cylinder. I'm just going to pass those through. the best I can. So that is one through. Then I can grab the one of these, because once I pull one through, the other one will come through. Grab one of the connectors, do the same thing. All right. Now that those are through, we can go to underneath our driver's side dash and pull those completely through. So like I mentioned before, we did take our switch off. That's just because we were not able to pass it through that hole in the firewall. But you do get 3 wires, and I just wanted to let you guys know which prongs go to which. Now you will have the copper or the gold prong go to your negative, which will be your black wire. The positive wire, the red wire, will be in the middle, and then your blue wire will be on the other side at the end. And they will have little protective sleeves on them. And this will also give you just enough wire to mount up inside your cab area. So you can go ahead and mount that up wherever you like. So what you can do now is run this longer wire all the way to the back of your Wrangler. So what I'm gonna just do is pass this through, making sure that it's not interfering with the seatbelt here. Pass that down. And we can go ahead and clean everything up at the end. What I'm gonna do is just pull that through. And then we can pass that to the back, around the roll bar, making sure that, again, it's not interfering with the seatbelt. We can put most of the cable back there, but if you do want to clean it up at this step, what you can do is start to tuck it in between your carpet and your interior trim here. So what I'm gonna do is just pull back the carpet a little bit. So once we have our wiring harness all the way back to our cargo area, all we have to do is plug in our connections. So we can go over to each of our lights, plug those in. They do have a little clip here that will seal everything, making sure if any water gets to this, nothing is gonna hurt that connection. Do the same for the other side. And you can see that this is hanging down. It doesn't look the best right now, but what you can do after these are plugged in is go back and clean all of the wiring up. You can bunch this all together, hang this up at the top, and grab some zip ties or however you want to clean it up and do it that way. So now let's head over to the engine bay and connect our positive and our negative wires to the batteries. So what we're gonna do first is take off one of these accessory bolts with a 10mm socket. We can connect our positive terminal. Tighten down so you have a good connection. Then we can take our negative wire and connect it to the accessory terminal on there. So once that's all connected, you can close your hood and you can close your tailgate and you're all set to go. So that's gonna wrap it up for my review and install. For more videos like this, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.